Hello everybody, my name is Jonathan and welcome to Bearly Unboxed. So today we are back with a Monster High video, and if you saw the thumbnail, you saw we have a lot to look at today. I have it all off camera right now, and I'll bring them all in as we look at them. So this basically is sort of like a holiday buyer's guide that's Monster High themed. So if you're looking for ideas for people in your life who like Monster High, for gifts, these are all things that I think you should be able to find that are available. Also, I will put links to anywhere online where you can order them. But a lot of these I found in store. And so I'll tell you which stores I found them in if you're like looking for last minute gifts. Also, I got new glasses. This is my first time wearing them in a video, and I'm still getting used to them, but they are bifocals. I feel like such an old man. But I'll tell you what, the bifocals are amazing for up close, and I do a lot of artwork where I need to see things up close, and I also just seeing things up close, like detailed, has been like something I've wanted, and so I finally went ahead and got bifocals. Total tangent there. So we are going to be looking at a lot of things today. I'll show you some of the things real quick. So these are all going to be things that are available right now in stores, including these two. And then I do have one thing that's only available on Amazon, and that is this gigantic set. I am so excited for this. I've been wanting this since I saw it revealed. So this is the Frankie Stein Make a Monster Pet. Now this is huge. So I ordered this from Amazon. It's finally available to order in the States. It's been available other places. But you basically get these three little pets and all these pieces that you can create your own little Monster High pets. And you get a Frankie doll as well. I have seen some other reviews on this, but because I couldn't wait. I had to see what this was all about. So I'm really excited for that. We're going to look at that in a little bit. I'm going to put it on the floor because it's so big. Now, there's a lot of things that would work really well as small gifts for like a stocking, or if you celebrate Hanukkah, these would be great gifts because, you know, Hanukkah, you give multiple gifts. I have not opened one of these Monster High potions yet. And these are all the characters you can get. Here is the barcode. And I picked this up at Target, I believe. It was either Target or Walmart. I know I've seen them at Walmart and Target both. So I'll try to put links for these, but these are real quick. Go in the store, grab one, and buy it. And you basically, it's a fun little kit where you reveal a character. Now this I only saw at Walmart. These are called Micro Teenies, and this is a Monster High Claudine. And the thing is, these are like old school G1 versions of Monster High. And there are three of them to get. I only picked up Claudine. At my particular Walmart, these were like kind of in the main aisle in a big display with other characters. They had He-Man in the Masters of the Universe ones, and some other characters. I can't remember what the other ones were. There might have been Barbie ones. I can't recall because they put them on clearance for some reason and they sold out really quick. I only got this for like a couple dollars. But here's the barcode for that, and these are made by Basic Fun. So that would be a great stocking stuffer. And then also these three items would make great stocking stuffers. And I found these at Walmart, but they're also at Fred Meyer if you have that in your area. And you can order these on Amazon, but on Amazon, it's basically random which ones you get. And I have ordered one before, and I think I got the Claudine's pet. Yeah, I got Claudine's pet, and I opened that one up in a video a while ago. If I can find it, I'll put a link to it, but I can just show you the toy too. But these are cute little pet keychains, basically. And you get to build like a little scene for them. And there's Count Fabulous, Dracula's pet. There's Watsy, Frankie's pet. And there's also Neptuna, which is Laguna's pet, and I really wanted this one because I love Neptuna and Laguna. There's apparently some new versions of these too. There's Gulia's pet owl. I cannot recall his name at the moment. And there's also Cleo's pet. I believe it's the snake, which also total blank. Cannot remember the name of. If you know the name of either of those, you can leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear that. All right, now we're gonna open all these probably first, but this would also technically be a good stocking stuffer, but it's a little big for some stockings. But I love these Buried Secrets dolls. Now they don't have a lot of articulation, but I think they're really cute. And there's 4 of them to get. We have looked at Gulia in a previous video, and I'll try to put a link to that video. But I believe this is Frankie, and the reason I believe that is you can look right here. It's hard to see on camera, but you can see the inside of the box. And I looked online and found someone with pictures. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be Frankie, and I really, really wanted this Frankie because I think they look amazing. Now we also have the Fearbook Abbey Bominable, and I figured this would be a good doll to look at because it is winter time and she's very wintry themed. I wasn't sure I was going to pick this up, but I went ahead and picked her up because she was on sale at the time I picked her up. Now I think Target right now has a sale on some of the Monster High dolls. So I'll try to put a link to that if I can find a link to them. And yeah, she's really, really cute. Originally, I was only going to do a video with these two at some point, and I was like, you know what, I'm already showing all of this. I might as well just throw them in because this can just be a big, long extravaganza. So we also have Nefera De Nile. This is Cleo's sister. And she's got the logo up here at the top, right here where it says Mattel 80, which is really cool. Here's the back of her box and her barcode. Oh, and I don't think I showed Abby's off, but here's the back of her box. Now, we did also look at Venus Fearbook in a previous video, but I haven't picked up Dracula. I probably won't. I have enough Dracula dolls. But here is Abby's barcode. Now, these are right now available at Target. I believe the Fearbook dolls are a Target exclusive in America. So if you're looking for the Fearbook dolls, you have to go to Target. These are also available at Walmart and Fred Meyer. And there's also a new series coming out, and I think those are starting to show up at Fred Meyer around here. And if I find one, I'll do a video on those as well. So that's a lot to look at today. So I think we're going to move everything off camera that we're not looking at the current moment. And I think we're going to start with this tiny little doll because it's so easy. This is going to be a really easy thing to look at. Again, here is her barcode. They're made by Basic Fun. And there are the 3 of them. And here she is out of the packaging. They're really soft, I will say. These would make great little dolls for your larger dolls. You know, like if you have American Girl dolls, these would, or, something equivalent. These would be a lovely little, accessory to give them. So here she is. She has a really big tag, which I'll probably cut off at some point, but not right now. So yes, she's very soft. She's made with just fabric that's cut. It's not like hemmed or anything. It looks like it's kind of glued together maybe. But it's still really well made, I think. And it's really cute. I think that's really, really cool. So she can just kind of hang out over here maybe. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have her hang out with my little... You can't really see that because there's a box in the way. We'll have her hang out with my little Christmas elves over here. So, do you like my tree? I wanted to decorate my desk for the holidays. And I love this little tree. And I have some of my favorite characters in it that are made by one of my bestest friends, my Beastie, and some other artists. This one is from Russia, I believe. A long time ago. Before all the crap that's been going on. But anyway. Alright, so we're going to take a look at this Monster High Potions. And again, here is the barcode. And I believe you need water for this, which I do have some water. I'm not a big fan of water toys. I haven't been buying a lot of water-related toys lately. Just because they can get really messy. But that being said, Magic Mixies are almost always water related, and I do like those. So, all right. So, okay. So the bottom of this, when you take this off, it has a little paper, and I'm wondering if this card spoils who you have inside. It doesn't seem to. So I don't know what this is. It's like a little tarot card or playing card, and it has a skelett on one side, skelett on this side, a star on that side. So I don't know. I don't know if that, maybe that is, it looks like it might actually look like broken glass. So I don't know. That might be a hint as who's inside. I have no idea. But here is the pamphlet. And hopefully this tells us how to go about revealing our character. Oh, good. It does. Okay. So it shows the different characters that you can get. I really want the Laguna. I really want Frankie. And I would love to have Heath Burns, too. He is super cool looking. They're all very cute, but... Alright, so instructions. Oh, so we have the card. Wait, let me read this with my new glasses. Okay, it says cup not included. So, because you're supposed to pour water in it. So let's get this wrapper off of here. Does it not have a pull tab? I don't see a pull tab anywhere. Maybe right here? Yeah, there is perforation right here, and I cannot get it to work. There we go. It's going to be difficult. Do it the hard way. Okay. There it is. It is really pretty. So let's take a look at this. It has a skelett on top of it. That is pretty cool. I like this packaging. Oh, and it looks like it has like numbers, and there's like a little dial kind of thing. It says make sure to keep this at 1. And then take this off, and you add water in. And, you know, it doesn't tell you how much water to add. That is really weird. You'd think they would want you to... Oh my god, I just made a mess. They would want you to only add enough water that you're supposed to. I hope that's not too much. I hope that's enough. Alright, I do have some paper towels because we did already make a mess. Alright, and then we put this back on. And then you're supposed to shake it, but I got water all down in here. So let's clean our mess. Okay. So you're supposed to shake it 13 times. Okay. And it has this nice swirly effect to the liquid. That's pretty cool. All right, and I can already see who's inside. Yeah, looks like you take off. Oh, you take off the skull on top, and there's a little charm inside, which, if I can get the camera to zoom in it's little stars, I think. Yeah, little stars. You go like this. Oh, wow, that's actually really cool. And you can see we got Caddy. She's actually really cute. You do this, and this comes off. And then you get your figure. And all the water is down here in the bottom. Well, that's actually not bad, because it's not like a mess. It's not all over everything. In fact, she's not even wet. But here is the figure we got. This is Caddy Noir. She looks really cute. And I believe, yeah, this little star charm you can put on her dress like that. And then there is a little doll stand in here too. And it has the skeleton on it. So then you get your little figure, and it has like translucent, glittery hair, or at least shiny, and it looks like she has micro braids, which is really cool. Okay, she's cool. I like her. I would have rather have had, someone that I really like, but she's still really pretty. Okay, so the next thing you do is you're supposed to dump the water out, but I'm not going to do that at the moment. Or wait, I can actually dump it in here. Ooh, pretty. And of course you're going to want to rinse that out. You're going to wash this out later. But right now, I'm just going to wipe it down. Okay. And then you can put her inside here and display her with the lid on, I think. Wow, this thing is interesting. It's all like enclosed in this part didn't have any like water into it. But I think what you can do, once you rinse everything out, I'm going to have to rinse this out later, but you can display your character inside the crystal ball like this, which is actually really cool. But for now, we're just going to pull her out. And then this little skeleton thing that you took off the top, you can put the little skeleton on the front of this. So that's actually kind of a neat little thing you can do. And there you go. There you have your character and her little globe. We'll put her over here. And then you get the little trading card to go with her. And it shows that, like, Dracula's has her fangs on the heart. So I really like the way they did her hair. Looks like little hearts. But yeah, I don't know. I might buy one more of these, but I'm not going to buy a bunch of them because I don't want to keep getting duplicates. Especially for these, because I haven't kept any of the ones from previous series. I've sold them all because I'm just not getting the characters that I want. I really just want Laguna and Frankie. All right, so that was fun, though, I will say. That would be a fun little Christmas day, Christmas morning, get your stocking, pull it out of the stocking, and play with it kind of thing. All right, so the next thing we have are these little guys. Now, these are really cool. Now, if you look, they all have the same barcode. So, and you can see there's a question mark next to it because they're supposed to be sold like a blind packaged toy kind of a thing. At least they are on Amazon. But if you find these in a store, like they have them at Walmart, they have them at Fred Meyer, you can just see which one you're getting right off the bat. So no worries. You get the one you want. So if you only want WotC, that's the only one you have to get. So these just open up, and then you can recycle the plastic. And then there's this little box, and this has a bunch of mystery stuff in it, because I have opened one of these before. So you get little mystery bags. You get 2 of them, and they are themed to whoever the pet is. And so this is Frankie Stein's pet, so they're themed for Frankie. So you get a little clip, and you just put that on here like that, and it's shaped like a skeleton. It's very cute. Okay, and then there's a bunch of other stuff in here. Go ahead and open up the other one. Okay, and there's a couple things in here as well. For some reason, these were all separate than everything else that's in here. You do get a little pamphlet that shows you how to put it together, because it might not be easy to figure out how to put it together. But yeah, so it shows all of them, and Crescent is the one that I got in a previous video. And the instructions are full color and show you everything that you need to do to get it set up. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set up, and then we'll take a look. All right, before I finish setting it up, I do want to show you how adorable the pets are in these. This one is super detailed, and this version of WotC does have his little lightning bolt wings, which I think is awesome. And everything is painted. It's really, really well done. That's really cute. Okay, and then you can put this on, and it kind of clicks closed. And there you go. There you have it. That is really, really cute. These would make a great little backpack charm, or you could hang it from your rear view mirror in your car. That would be really cool if you're allowed to do that in your state. Some states I think don't allow that, but there we go. There's that. Okay, so let's take a look real quick at the other 2. And it's going to be pretty much exactly the same type of thing. Although the box on this doesn't just open up like the other one did. It has a little tab holding it closed. So that's interesting. Okay. Alright, instructions. I'm going to have a pile of cardboard and plastic today. I really do hate the amount of waste, but I do appreciate paper bags and cardboard. Here we have the clip, so we'll go ahead and put the clip on. And there is that clip. Here is Count Fabulous. And again, the detail on these is absolutely amazing. Only painted on the one side, though, on this one. But still, that is really, really cute. Oh, there's a little item here of some sort. That is really tiny. I don't want to lose that. Okay, now let's see how you put this one together. This one has a lot of little parts. And here is the pamphlet for this one. Very cool. All right, let's put this together. Oh, and the feet on the back on Count Fabulous looks like they actually... Here, let me try to put it on here separate. It can, like, grasp onto this. I finally got him to attach, but isn't that adorable? He's, like, hanging upside down. And then you can put this on top. And then you have your little bag charm. That is really cute. These are so well made, so detailed. I have a feeling I'm going to end up trying to collect all of them, so I'm going to have to get the other 2 that I've seen. I think it was someone on YouTube I saw had a video of them, and I didn't watch it yet, and I can't remember who it was. I'm so unhelpful. But if I find them, I'll do a video on the new ones. And hopefully they keep making these for every Monster High character. Alright, so now we have Neptuna. And her bags are Laguna themed. I don't know if I showed Dracula's bags off very well, but that's what the ones for Count Fabulous look like. And here's her little clip, which is blue. And there's that. Very cute. Alright, and here is Neptuna. She doesn't have a lot of painted detail, but she does have eyes. Yeah, she's really cute. And she's kind of like posed, I think, the way one of the pets that Laguna actually came with. The one of the Laguna's pets is actually that same pose, so this is probably just a shrunk down version. And here is hers. You can see it looks pretty much the same. Alright, and there it is all put together. Isn't that so cool? It looks like something that would be in like an aquarium, you know, like a little decoration. And there she is, all inside her little thing. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to grab Crescent so you can see what they all look like together. Here is Crescent in his little terrarium, and I do say that this one might be one of my favorites of them all because I love the moon and the star, and it looks like clouds with a mountaintop. It's really, really cool. So, and I love how they all have a different colored clip too. But there's all four of those together, and they look really cute. They make a really nice little collection. So, all right, let's see. Where are we gonna put all these? All right, so I got all those there, and now we are going to move on to one of my favorite toys. I really like these despite them not having full articulation because the faces are always so well done. Also, their hair is polypropylene, but I can forgive that as well because I think these are really cute. There's the barcode. These are the four you can get. What you can do with these is you can swap their head to a body with articulation because Monster High dolls with full articulation are really easy to find. I think, anyway. Maybe not where you live, but where I live, I can usually find them pretty easily. So, like, they have them at Fred Meyer, and you can get them really cheap. So, oddly enough, Fred Meyer's not usually the cheapest. But when you take the wrapper off, this just comes right off. And then you can start revealing the doll. Now, this little spot right here where you can see inside the box is what I looked at to figure out that this should be Frankie. You used to be able to kind of look behind this, but they changed these, so there's nothing there. So the first indication of who you got will be right here. And that definitely looks like we got Frankie because there's lightning bolts and it's a powdery kind of grayish blue. All right. And then here is a trophy with stitches on it. That's cool. And then a tennis racket because these are tennis themed and it does have an F on it for Frankie. I'm really excited. This doll is so pretty. Wait till you see her. And then you get a tennis ball image that has the bolts and then like she had, you know, like Frankenstein would have in the neck. And then you just open up the rest of these and you can pull this outer part off. And then you get this little coffin shaped box, and on the sides it will have a quote about who's inside. So this says, sometimes this Frankenmonster accidentally zaps their racket with electricity, making sparks fly when they hit the ball. Well, that sounds awesome. And then on this side, it says, nothing makes Frankie Stein feel more electric during a game than using their signature play, the lightning lob. All right, and then it has a skeleton here, and then it says Monster High here, and then now we will reveal the doll. Oh my gosh, okay. Look at that face, the dark lips. They're like a dark purple. They're so good looking. How does mine look? It looks not bad. This actually is a really nice looking face. All right, so there are some blind bags in here, and they're usually elastic. Is that a word? Elastic. They're held in with elastics, is what I'm going for. All right, and then you can take those out. And here is the doll. And they have a really interesting leg on this doll. It's almost the same color as their skin, but it's just translucent. Oh, that looks so good. But the image part that you're looking for, is this right here shows Skeleta's hair, and there's like a pink stripe in it. And that's what I was looking for to know that Frankie was indeed inside this box, and I was right. All right, so I'm going to get her out of here, and then we'll take a look. All right, and here is Frankie out of their packaging. And here's a better look at that leg. It's themed for this specific doll. It says Game On. It's really cool. And they do come in this one-piece outfit that has like a little pleated skirt. And it does just Velcro in the back. It's all one piece, which is fine. I mean, it's a budget doll. I expect that. But they do come with earrings that are removable. So you can actually use these earrings on any other Monster High doll that has ear holes, earring holes. But this face, oh my goodness. They do have a little schmutz on the nose, I just noticed. Let's see if that comes off. Yeah, it looks like it just was probably factory dirt. I'll probably clean that up later just to make sure. But I love the dark colored lips on this face. They are printed a little high, and I noticed that happens a lot for some reason with these Buried Secrets dolls, not just this specific line. I had the same problem with a Laguna doll from the previous line. But, it's not really bad. But that face, the eyes, the lip color, I love it. I love the hair. Despite being polypropylene, I do like the white with the blue and the black streaks. I think it looks really good for Frankie. And this pose that they chose for Frankie is really nice as well. Since the only articulation you have is the head, the shoulders, the wrists, and the hands are removable. So you can take the hands off, which is kind of interesting that they did that even for the budget dolls. It does make dressing the dolls a lot easier, that's for sure. And then also the legs. So they can sit really, really well for a doll. I just wish they had knee articulation. Now, this one does have a leg that can be removed. All the Frankie Buried Secrets dolls have had that leg like that. And they're all in different colors, which is really interesting to see. So there's the doll. I do have a doll stand. These are my favorite doll stands, especially for Monster High. They work so well, and for Ever After High, for G1 Monster High, for G3, probably even G2, but I don't have any G2, so I wouldn't know. But they work so well for these dolls. I will put a link for these. These would make a really good Christmas gift for someone who collects dolls, because you almost always need doll stands if you're a collector. So there is that Frankie looking amazing. And then here's the inside of their box. And earlier I did show that there is Skeleta, and I think that's Jennifer Long. And then on this side you have Cleo and even Deuce, which is really cool to see him. And then there's some artwork of Frankie and some of the items that should be in these blind bags. All right, so let's put the box up right there like that. That looks pretty cool. All right, let's see what's in this first one. Now you can see these bags. They have like a really cool symbol on them. All right, so we got a visor in this one, which is really cool looking. And it even is like molded to have that detail, and then it's painted. I like this. It's very rubbery. It has lightning bolts on the sides. And we will dress Frankie up in all their gear as soon as I get all these out. And when I did look at these dolls before, I not only did I look at Ghoulia, but I did end up getting Claudine, who originally I picked up because I thought it was Ghoulia, and I just kept her. I just kept Claudine because she's honestly really cute. But the only one I don't have is Toralei. I don't know if I will get Toralei. I kind of feel like I should now that I have the other three. But here are Frankie's shoes, and these are awesome. They have different colored laces. The pink and the blue that represents the trans flag, because Frankie in this generation is non-binary. I do love these shoes. Oh, this is really cool. There's a F and a tennis ball. And then you also get these socks that are plastic. Oops. And it was hiding in the sock, but you do get the little tennis ball too. And I think all of them have the same exact tennis ball. Now these socks, in my previous video for these, I did them wrong. I had them upside down, but apparently they're supposed to go like this, basically. And I had them like that. And I realized it after I recorded and everything, and I was taking photos. All right, and then here, this should be, yes, this is Frankie's racket. These rackets in this series are so well made. They're so cool. They're all unique to each character. All right, so let's get the rest of Frankie's outfit on. Let's see if we can just put the visor over their head, and we can. So the hair definitely could use a good cleaning just to get it to lay a little better. Oh, geez, that's not working. Let's try this again. The hair is very staticky right now. It is really dry in my house at the moment because of the heater. I don't know what the weather's like where you all live out there. Let me know in the comments, but we've been dealing with flooding in our area where I live in Washington State. So, okay, the visor does not want to go on very well. It just... It's because I think it's a little messed up, like the way it's shaped, which if you pop that in some hot water, like boiling water, but be very careful not to burn yourself if you do it, it will pop back into shape. Or you can try to use a hairdryer on it, and that can also reset it. Okay, so yeah, I'm having a real hard time getting the visor to go on properly because it kind of poofs up the hair. So that's what we're dealing with right there. All right, now let's get these shoes on. I do love... Nope, see, it just popped right off. Okay, so I'm not real impressed with that. I'm wondering if there's a better way to get it to stay on. I don't know. But here is the shoes, which look really cool. They have like little like lightning bolt logos. And then these socks, you're supposed to basically put... They're more like leg warmers, I think is what they're going for. and they're supposed to kind of just go over the shoes like that. You can kind of push them down or push them up depending on how you want it to look. But there's that. And then the racket, they can also hold in their hand. But the cool thing, as I almost lose it, is there's a little peg hole on the ball and a peg on the racket. So you can do this, which is really, really cool. So there they are with their racket. Very cool. And their hair is such a mess because I've been trying to put the visor on the head. But essentially, there is the final look. So I will put them back on their stand. And I think they look really, really awesome. Other than this hair. This hair is a mess. But other than that, this is a really pretty doll. The face is really well done. Alright, so there is Frankie. I really like the way they did the makeup on this doll. The face up is amazing. Okay, so next we're going to take a look at Abbey Bominable. Now, I love Abby, and I wasn't really sure what I thought about this version of her. But ultimately, I do like the way they did her. I really love this artwork of her. I'm not sure. I think this is still Darko Dark that did this artwork. I heard that he's not working for Mattel anymore, so it could be a different artist. But yeah, it might be. I don't know. I'm having a hard time figuring that out. So this is Abby, the Fearbook Abbey, and she comes with a chainsaw, which is amazing, and a little ice sculpture of her pet mammoth, which I think is really, really cool. And you can see here it says Fave Club Arts and Creepy Crafts. And so that's what they're going for with her, is that in the arts and crafts class, she does ice sculpture, and she also apparently does painting, because there's a little painting of her pet as well. But if you look at the back, it does say After Ghoul Activity Artist Spotlight. Why did you join the Arts and Creepy Crafts Club? And it says creating petrifying paintings and beautiful ice sculptures warms my heart. And you can see in the artwork she is holding a palette and a brush, and she has like the little painter's apron on. I kind of want to see what she looks like without the apron on. I think that's going to be a really good look. But yeah, she also has her like school jacket too, but it looks like, I don't know if you can put it over top of the sweater. You might have to take that off. I don't know. So let's get her out of here. Now these boxes are a little bit different than the regular Monster High boxes, because this one actually does have some tape on it, and usually there's no tape. Usually it's just a matter of popping all the plastic tabs out. I got that popped off. Now you can get a better look at her without the plastic in the way. She looks really good. I love the body type for Abby. She's like really tall and thick, and I think that is really cool. I really wish they made more boy Monster High dolls, but apparently they're just not selling enough for them to make them, even though people keep asking for them. I want more Mansters. I would love to see a different body type for the Mansters, because apparently all the three that we have seen, I think they all have the same body type for the most part. They're just, different characters with different sculpts to their hands and feet and whatnot. But yeah, I would love to see like them make Manny the Minotaur or the Minotaur. I think he would be such a good doll to have. Please make him. They are coming out with, for Pride next year, there's going to be a 2-pack of boy dolls, Mansters. So I had to look it up to get their names correct, but it's going to be a Pride 2-pack of Kieran Valentine and Speldrin Caldronello, which I think is awesome. And apparently they're just going to be on the Mattel shop. And I don't know, it doesn't say. I'm hoping that they're going to be like G3 style, but they might not be. I don't know. They might be like more like G1 style. I have no idea. There's no like information yet that I can see. So, all right. So I'm going to get her out of here, and then we will take a look. All right. So here is Abby right out of her packaging, and my first impressions are that her hair is terrible. It's really choppy looking. You see that? And it is polypropylene. And I think I already knew that going into this, but I still wanted to get her because I thought that she looked really cute with the purple like cardigan. I think it's really cool. And I really like the way they did her face. Although she is wearing these glasses, and I do need to get those off so we can take a look. But as you can see, her cardigan is actually a real like jacket that you untie in the front to remove it instead of having Velcro in the back. And her apron also is tied on with the black ribbon right here. And then she has this really cool wintry themed like skirt. And then she also has a black top, and she does have a necklace with a snowflake on it too, which is really cool. And then the earmuffs. And then her shoes look like this. They're painted. Like the whole thing is painted. Like the bottoms have like a metallic blue kind of paint to them. And then the boots are white. I think they're actually molded in white, and then the bottoms are painted and the laces. And the laces look really good. Like they did a really good job painting those. Like I am impressed with the detail on that. So that in itself is awesome. Now these doll stands work for Abby, but she is a thicker doll and she's taller. So you kind of have to she's going to be leaning back a bit because the stand it's not quite big enough for her. But if you do that, it kind of works. Like make her look like she's walking. So we're going to put her right here for now while we look at her accessories. So here is her chainsaw, which is really cool. It has like a snowflake design right there. And she can hold it. It has a handle. It has like 2 handles really. And then here is the really cool little sparkly, glittery mammoth ice sculpture of her pet. That is really cool. I love it. And then you get this palette and this paintbrush. And this is really rubbery. Look how rubbery this is. I'm not used to that. But she can hold that. It has a little thumb hole. And this also has a little thumb hole. And then you also get these 2 little pens, I think is what these are supposed to be, with skeletons on them. And those are really rubbery as well. And then you also get, and I think these actually go in here. So they're more like a crayon, I think, is what they're going for. And you get 5 colors. And so this is actually in a little pack. And let me see if I can. Okay. So this is just a little cardboard box to put them in. And they do look like sort of like Crayola crayon type box. And then you can close the box like that. But I want to see what they all look like inside. But she can hold every single one of these because they do have finger holes on every single one, which I think is really, really cool. And so you get purple, green, and pink in this pack, and then the other 2 were like separate. But there's all of them together. Now let's try putting them in the little box. it looks like only 4 of them really fit in here very well. But you can get all 5 of them in there if you like maneuver it in just the right way. But they look a little weird once they're in there. I need to line those up probably better. Let me try that again. And I'm not going to bother putting them in like rainbow order. I just want to see if I can get them in here. That looks a little better. But yeah, so you get the idea. So she comes with that. And then she has her little painting that she did. Or I guess it's more of a drawing maybe. I don't know. But she does come with the paint and the crayons, which is kind of interesting. And then here is her little Fearbook. And it does have her picture inside. It says Arts and Creepy Crafts Club. So it looks like Claude and Laguna are also part of that club, which is really cool. That makes me so happy. And then there's the back of it. And it says, what, Creeperific Monster High. So that's cool. All right, and then the last item that she comes with that's separate than her outfit is actually this jacket, which is really nice. It's really soft. Like this part is really soft, and then the sleeves are more of a kind of a papery, and they're, I don't know, they're more satiny, I guess, and they look way more purple and pink in person than they do on camera, just saying. And then it has this Arts and Creepy Crafts Club logo. I think that's really cute. There are still some little plastic fasteners in this because there were so many of them. I didn't get them all pulled out. There's so many. Like, it was being held in with, like, I think, like 6 of them or something like that for whatever reason. All right, so let me get these glasses off of her. And her earmuffs. I am going to take her earmuffs off, which are fastened into her head. I don't know why they have to do that. I know it's to keep them in place while it's in the box. But trying to cut these off is such a pain in the butt. Oh, and it's also being held on with an elastic, I guess. All right. They just really wanted those to stay. But there's her earmuffs. They do have a lot of design to them, but no paint detail. All right, and once you get those off, you can see her horns really well, which is something that was hard to see on her original doll, and so I really appreciate that with this one. Again, we have more of these fasteners holding everything on. So she does have a lot of fasteners holding. There's like a plastic cover on her head for where the glasses are so they don't rub up against her face. And they literally had 4 of these little plastic fasteners just holding that on. All right, I don't know what is going on. I do not like all these plastic fasteners on her. That is so annoying. Ugh. I would have rather of all those pieces be just packaged separately so you can see her face. And I missed one plastic fastener here. I'm trying not to cut her hair. It's so annoying. There we go. I think I got them all. All right. So now that I got that off, her hair actually feels really nice. And now I'm starting to question if it's actually something other than polypropylene. But I think it is polypropylene. She is really cute though. Like, look at this face once you get all that off. She's so well done. I think she might replace my core version of her because I love that you can see her horns through her hair a lot easier. And she does have some tinsel in the front, and then it's just pulled back around into the back. And then she also has like a top ponytail. And her hair looks a little more purple in person than it does on camera. And her ears are really, really cute. She has these cute little pointy ears that have like fur design on them. Because she's a Yeti. That's her monster type. She is a Yeti. All right, so I want to take off her apron and see what that looks like. Oh, that looks so good. So here she is, kind of just in her normal outfit that isn't like, doesn't have the apron or the goggles for, you know, when she's doing her ice sculptures. But the goggles are actually really cool. They have like an icicle theme to them. I like those. But yeah, she looks really cute. You can kind of see her tummy a little bit, which is kind of cute. So she also has this jacket, which I don't know if we can put that on over her cardigan, but I'm going to try because I don't want to take the cardigan off. But her hands do come off as part of her articulation to get clothes on and off. And she is fully articulated. I didn't mention, but she does have the head articulation, the shoulder, the elbow. She even has the upper torso articulation. She can sit, and she has the knee articulation, and they can spin as well. So, I mean, she's pretty cool. She's like full on articulated, exactly what we want when it comes to a Monster High doll. I think we all love it when they can be posed, whereas these Buried Secrets ones are very limited in what you can pose them. Okay, so the jacket kind of works with the cardigan. Oh, and this is something that I don't know if her core doll has. I'm trying to remember. But one of her hands has henna tattoos on it. Just on the one. So that's really interesting. I don't remember her other one having that. So there she is with her jacket on, and that looks really cute, actually. And then this necklace is really cool. I like the necklace. Like I said, she can hold the chainsaw, I think. Let's see if we can get her. Yeah, so she can hold the chainsaw. She can hold the brush. Like this. And they're rubbery, so it's really easy to get those on and off her fingers. I like that. And then she can hold this palette too, which I'm trying to think, what is the way you hold a palette? Like that. There we go. I'm not used to using palettes, even though I do paint. My palettes, I just sit on the counter, the table. But yeah, that's really such a cute doll. I am really glad I got her. I wasn't thinking about getting her at first. And then someone mentioned that they thought she was really cute and that I would actually like her. And so I went ahead and picked her up anyway. So there is Abby. All right. I got to say, the accessories with her are really nice. This apron, here's a close-up of it. It has a spider web on it. It's really papery, but it does have actual ribbon, so that's really nice. Okay. All right, so next we have Nefera. And I've had this doll for a while. I got her right when she came out in the summertime, I think it was. Was that in the summertime? It's been a while. And I just kept putting off unboxing her over and over again. I had so many other things I was doing videos on. But I do want to look at her. This is Cleo's sister. And there is her barcode. And so I'm going to go ahead and pop this off. And I really do love this artwork. This is definitely Darko Dark. But I think maybe the artwork on the other one might be someone else. But I don't know. It looks different enough that I'm having a hard time telling if it's Darko Dark or not on the Abbey box. All right, and there is Nefera. You can see her a lot better, and I love that it has the 80th Mattel logo. They just had their 80th anniversary. It's how long Mattel has been around. They've been around for 80 years. making all sorts of toys like Barbie and He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, and Monster High. So let me get her out of here, and then we will take a look. And here is Nefera right out of her packaging, and I gotta say, she is absolutely amazing. Her color palette, her color scheme is so beautiful. I love the pink, or not the pink, but the purple and the teal with the gold and the black. It's just so regal looking. She has these amazing shoes. They do have snakes for the heel, which is amazing. And she does have a bracelet, which has some really nice detail to it, actually. Yeah, there's just so much detail. She has scorpion earrings, which are so cool looking. She has this really nice belt that does have purple painted gemstone details. And she has the bracelet on both hands, both wrists, which is really cool. She has this like purple snake necklace. And then look at her amazing makeup. Her face up is so good. She has like this gold metallic detail, and her lips are like a teal color. She also has this headpiece up here, and her hair's a little messy. It's saran though. Her hair, other than the tinsel, she does have gold tinsel in her hair. And she does have a purple streak, and the purple streak is braided. It's even braided all the way up to here. I think that's really cool. But she does have this like piece on her head. It does have elastic on her right now, but it looks like it has a scarab beetle of some sort, maybe. It's hard to tell with the elastic on it. But yeah, it looks like a little beetle, which might actually be like her pet, because she does have a pet beetle. I'll show you that pet in a bit. Okay, so now I do have Cleo right here from my collection. This is her, I think, her version 2 of her core doll, and I just kind of wanted to show you. This is what they look like side by side. Let me get a stand for her so you can kind of get a better idea of... This stand is almost not tall enough for Nefera because she is a taller body. She's like a big sister body, basically. I think like is what they call it. But there they are next to each other. And you can see she is definitely taller than Cleo. And their skin tones are slightly different too. Nefera's skin tone is a little bit darker. And her eyes are lavender colored. Whereas in the cartoon, they're actually gold like Cleo's. So I think that's interesting that the doll version has different colored eyes. And I think her eyes are absolutely gorgeous. Just wow. I am really impressed with this doll. Now, the other interesting thing is their mummy wrappings that are sculpted on their bodies are opposite. So their opposite legs and then their opposite arms have the sculpting of the mummy wrappings, which I think that's really cool. And this Cleo also has saran hair, and it's beautiful. This is probably my favorite Cleo doll in my collection, other than her Buried Secrets one, which has a beautiful face up. And then this one also came with her Hisset, with her snake pet Hisset, instead of Anubis, I think his name was, is the little jackal. So Nefera's pet is this little scarab beetle called Lavish, who also has like lavender colored eyes and gold accents and is teal. And it does have a bit of a metallic sheen to it, like a scarab beetle does on its back. It's easier to see in person, I will say. But this is a really cute little pet. But, oh yeah, you can kind of see on the bottom, it's really kind of metallic looking. But yeah, she has some really nice accessories other than her little pet. I mean, her pet's awesome. She has a water bottle, and it says Horace on it. And the lid, I believe, yeah, the lid does come off. I think they usually come off on these bottles. And she can obviously hold that bottle with her hand because it has a handle. Very nice. And then she also comes with a pair of sunglasses, which have they have like a purple snake detail to them, a lot like her necklace. So let's see what she looks like with these on. And these should be pretty easy to get on her because her hair is all out of the way. And there is what she looks like with her glasses. Very pretty. I really like her color palette, her whole overall color scheme. She also comes with some snacks. So she does come with a bag of Scarab Puffs. And these no longer say anything on the back. They used to have little fake nutrition labels on the back. And I thought that was just absolutely amazing. And then she also comes with these little... I think it says like mummy pita chips. I was looking at it using my new glasses and I was like, yeah, it says mummy pita chips. And then if you look inside, there are like little things inside. I don't know if the lid comes off of this. I don't think it does. I think it's glued on. And then she does have a phone, and it's got a scorpion on it, and she can hold that because it does have the thumb detail. Which one? I think it's this. Yeah, this hand would be a good candidate to hold her phone. There we go. And then what else does she have? She has a laptop. And I think we've seen this same sculpt in the past. And then you open it up and it has a keyboard. And then she looks like she's at a boutique shopping or looking at her own clothing. I'm not sure. I know this character in G3 is a student teacher at Monster High. And she's actually very nice. Whereas in, I think, G1... she was kind of had an attitude, and she was a model and wasn't a model anymore because of her attitude. That's what I read anyway. So here's her bag, which has a really cool scarab beetle design, and the handle looks like snakes. It has I think those are lotus flowers possibly, or I'm not sure actually. And then it opens up. And you can put stuff inside, which is really cool because, well, you can put her snacks inside there. So now she doesn't go anywhere without her scarab snacks. There we go. But you could also put her phone in there, and probably even these little pita chips would go in there. But every item other than the laptop has a little spot where she can hold the items. So she can even hold her little thing of pita chips too. So she's got her snacks ready to go. All right, so there is Nefera, and I gotta say, out of all the Monster High dolls that I've opened recently, she's probably one of the cooler ones. So if you have been on the fence about getting Nefera, I definitely recommend her. Out of all of the dolls so far today, I recommend her the most. But I also recommend Abby because she's really cute. Now, the Buried Secrets are nice for what they are. But yeah, no articulation, at least not like these. Nefera has all the same articulation as Abby, so that's why I didn't really go over it. She has the upper chest joint which that means you have a fully articulated Monster High doll, because some of them don't have that upper chest joint, and then that means it's more of a budget doll, I guess. I'm not sure how that one change makes it cheaper by enough to call it a budget or whatever, but you know. But I don't know if I mentioned, but her scarab's name is Lavish. I think I said that. And it does say it on the back of her box. It says Monster Pet Lavish, Monster Type Heart of Gold Mummy, and her monster must-haves are hieroglyphic handbag and her lotus water. So that's, yeah, lotus flowers are what are on her bag. I was probably right. So I already cut the back off of the box because I'm going to keep it for the artwork, because I think the artwork is so cool. And I just absolutely love Darko Dark's artwork. I think it's amazing. I love all his artwork. He's done artwork for Rainbow High as well. All right, so now that we've looked at all of those, we have one thing left to look at, and that is this monster of a set, Make a Monster Pet with Frankie. So we're going to look at 2 Frankie dolls today. Originally, I was also going to have the Monster High X Barbie Frankie doll, but it is not. I ordered it originally from Amazon, and it doesn't ship until like later in the month. I think it's still like a week from now even. And I actually went ahead and just canceled my order. And if she's still available after the holidays, I'll reorder her. But I needed to save the money for holiday stuff, so I figured if she's still available when I finally have the money, it's meant to be, and if I don't get her, that's fine. You don't have to collect everything. As a collector who you might watch my videos and think, wow, he has everything. Well, I don't. I have a lot, and I feel very blessed and lucky to be able to have my collection in my life. But I don't get everything because there's no way I can afford it all. Especially like a $70 Monster High doll, the Barbie one. But yeah, so she is on my wish list, my Amazon wish list, which is down below if you're curious of the dolls and other toys that I don't have and I am looking to get. They are there to look at. So, all right, so we are going to open this up. Now, this thing is a monster of a box. And there is the barcode, which I don't know if I showed earlier. The back of it shows the doll and everything that you get, and it kind of shows you all the instructions on how to do everything. And then this is a little storage container to keep all the parts in, because this is a do-it-yourself kind of thing. You have to pop all of these pieces out of these in order to use them. Now, this is on Amazon right now, like I said, and it's currently around $43. And I believe that's what I paid, if not a little less. But I've seen some reviews for this, and I think it's such a cool toy. And I think this would make a really good Christmas morning toy for a kid to wake up and find this under the tree. And then it's something that they can play with probably for hours during the day, because you can make 3 different little pets and you can make them in all sorts of different ways. And as an adult, I'm super excited for this. I love little pets and little creatures and monsters, and this is just amazing to me. So I think in order to do this set properly, I am going to move everything that we've opened out of the way. So everything is going to go over here because otherwise we're not going to have enough room to look at everything. So sorry, ghouls, but you're going to have to go over here, and we'll bring them back at the end of the video when we do our kind of final look at everything, so we have a little more room to work with this gigantic box. All right, so does this Is this glued? I think this box is actually like glued shut on both ends. There's no tape. That is a really interesting way to do a box. All right, so it does show on the side, and it says, if I can get my camera to focus on that, it says countless combos. And then it shows a bunch of different combos that you can do. And then on this side, it shows how to do it. So you start with this base. I can get my camera. So choose a base, and then mix. What does that say? Mix and match, and then put together. Countless combos. On the back, it does talk about how you can store the pieces, and it says tuck into bed. So there's these 3 little spots down here where you tuck the little bases into bed when you're done playing. I think this is so cool. There are a couple things about it that I will mention as we're looking at it that I think would have been a really cool upgrade. I mean, it's already really pricey as it is, but I feel like it probably wouldn't have cost much more money to add like a sound effect or a light effect to this, which it does not have. And I feel like that's a bummer. I feel like it should have had some sound effects or something. I think that would have been really cool and a little light. All right, so here we go. Let's get this out of this gigantic box. I do think it would be really cool if if I was a kid and I woke up on Christmas morning and this giant wrapped package was under the tree and I open it and it was this. I would have so much fun all day with this. All right, so it does have a little pamphlet. So let's see what this shows. It looks like it's just everything that the outer box talked about on how to assemble different parts, though. Specifically, I guess it shows how to do each body type, which I do appreciate that. And then it does show the assembly for the little storage thing. And it also shows up here that you use scissors to cut everything out. So that's definitely going to take me a while to do. So I think we'll start with the doll, definitely. And then we'll move on to all the other stuff. All right, so let me get her out of here. All right, so here is Frankie. This unfortunately does have polypropylene hair. I do like the hairstyle for the most part, and it's not too choppy, but it is a little choppy. It looks a lot better than Abby's hair in the back, though, I think. Okay, the glasses are they're in with an elastic. So here are her glasses, and they're like a pair of goggles, like shop class or welding kind of. I don't know. They look like something you wear to protect your eyes when you're doing work. Definitely. All right, now we got to get this plastic part. So I got the plastic thing off of their head, and they look really nice. I do like the way they gave them this lightning bolt here under their eye, and then they have the yellow eye makeup on above. And this is not a pixelated face whatsoever, and everything looks like it's spot on where it's supposed to be. The lips look really good. I really like the hairstyle with the blue and the pink and the black on either side. And then they do have a yellow elastic band, which looks a little cheap, I will say. And I'm wondering what they look like with their hair down. And I just realized that I cut some of the hair. See, this is what I'm talking about. I cut some of this blue hair when I was trying to get the elastic or the things, or what are they called? The plastic fasteners off the head. That makes me so bummed. Well, I'm going to take the hair down since we're talking about what they might look like without it, just so I can get rid of this blue hair that I accidentally cut. And you can see there's like a line of blue hair missing. You can see the white underneath it. But that is perfectly fine. It's fine. Now, this hair, because it's polypropylene, it is not going to lay right. You got to wash the hair, condition it, and comb it out straight to get it to lay right. But I'm not going to be doing that today. I'm just going to go ahead and put this elastic back on their hair, if I can get it undone. Really, really bummed that I accidentally cut the hair. But that's what I'm talking about with Mattel putting those plastic fasteners on the plastic piece where their glasses are. It's just... it is not a cool thing to do to someone. Okay. So I'm not going to put the elastic up too much. In fact, I left it a little looser than it was. I think that looks a little better, actually. So there we go. I do have a doll stand for Frankie. I don't know if it'll fit around the coat. I don't think it will. I might have to put it up underneath. But I did want to point out the outfit. And this doll has all the same articulation as the other two dolls that we just looked at, but no upper chest articulation. So this is more of a budget doll because they were probably putting most of the money into the pet part of this. They do have a yellow lab coat. It's a vinyl jacket. I do like that. I think that's really cool. And then I really like this one-piece dress, which has kind of like an elemental table on it. And it has lots of symbols and things. It's very cool. And then this Frankie has a completely different leg than we've seen on any other doll that's just for this set. And it has there's a beaker and it says Frankie and it looks like elements. There's even a spider web, a heart, and a skull and some more hearts and stuff. Now, these shoes we've seen before in a previous Frankie, but they're not painted at all like the ones that we've seen before. So that's a little disappointing that they didn't put a lot of work, a lot of effort into the detail, because this is supposed to be like a Frankie Stein playset. So you'd think they would want the playset Frankie to be a little more fancy, but that's what we got. I am going to put the glasses back on to see how they fit now that the plastic is gone. And I think that looks pretty good. They fit really well. All right, so there is the Frankie for this set. Now let's get this little storage unit out of here. Here is the storage thing. Now I will say this piece right here is just cardboard. So it's not like a sticker, which is kind of interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. But there is this piece right here. Let me see. I think it goes to go on here somehow, I thought. Let's see. Oh, okay. So it just clips on the top. And it's like a little lightning rod kind of looking thing. And then it has this chair that you can go up and down with. Now there also is a little stethoscope, which should have really been made out of rubber, but it's really hard plastic. And that you can put on Frankie's ears like this. So it's like she's going to check the pulse or the heartbeat, I should say, of the little pets. And speaking of the little pets, here they are. So these are the little monster pets. Oh, they are really heavy, I will say. They're so cute, just like this. But you can see they have lots of little peg holes all over them so that they can be turned into other things. And there is a little peg hole on the bottom, and you can put them in the little chair. And then, like it said, you can also put them down here in these little beds while you're working on one of them. But there is room for all three. And then this drawer, it is taped shut. So let me get the tape off of this. And then the drawer opens just like that. Oops. And it kind of locks in place a little bit, but you can take the whole thing out if you want to, just so you can fill it up easier. So that's that. We'll put that right here. And then here are all the little monster building parts, which are really cool. This one has a bunch of faces and some bodies and ears and wings and tails. And then this one has some little bodies and a bunch of accessories, like ears and tails and things. These are really, really cool. Now, it does tell you to use a pair of scissors to cut everything out. Let's see how well that works. Okay. So it is a little sharp, but not too bad. But there's like little spider legs. And then the other half of the spider legs are down here. And they're only painted on the one side. And it looks like they use the UV printing method for these, which works really well for this kind of thing. They probably just load these up in the factory, and it just sprays on or UV prints on the images. Okay, so I need to get all of these out of here, and then we can kind of play around and see what kind of monsters we can build. All right, so I got all the pieces pulled off, and it wasn't actually that hard. And I didn't really need scissors that often, but there were a few times where I did snip one, and then I just kind of twisted them, and they just came out. This reminds me of like a model kit that, like I used to do model kits a lot when I was younger. And I also wanted to point out that once you get all the pieces off, you can see that this one is a heart, and this one is like a coffin. So that's actually kind of cool. And they're also like the signature colors of Frankie, the like blue and pink. So I thought that was really cool. And obviously these you do not need to keep, because once you get everything off of here, that's kind of it. So there are all the pieces though. There's a whole pile of ears, a whole pile of like wings and back items. There's a couple tails, so they're only blue. So I thought that was kind of interesting. There was only 2 different tails. And then there's a bunch of different bodies and 4 different faces. Plus, there was 3 of these little pink, like biscuits or bones. So, I thought that was kind of cool that you get like a little treat for each pet, because you have 3 pets. Now, the one thing I noticed is you do get 4 faces. And the faces are super adorable. And these 2 especially are very cute. And then you get one that looks like a spider. It has like a bunch of eyes. And then you get this one that looks a lot like Frankie, or Wutsy, Frankie's pet. So, because it has the 2 different colored eyes. So I think these are really cute. Now, the only thing is I wish they would have given you 4 of the little pets. So you could use all 4 faces at the same time. But other than that, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to create 3 different pets here. Now, as you're creating these, I assume what they want you to do, the whole play thing, is that you put them on the little chair as you're like decorating them, as you're putting their pieces on. But it's going to be really difficult to do that with it sitting on there, because you need to put like the back items on and the tails and stuff like that. I also noticed that this actually comes out, and I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be, but it does have like a little spider web and a little ring on it. I'm not sure. Maybe that's so you can sit the pet on it and it gets x-rayed or something, because they do show like two x-rays on the little faux screen. I don't know. It's kind of neat though. So we're just gonna put this right here. We're gonna move Frankie right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and create 3 pets. So I really want to use this face, and I think I'll use it on the pink body. So if you notice, its eye slits are what the mask little faces, or whatever you want to call them, kind of snap into. And you just push it on, and it stays on pretty well, at least for that one. So there's the start of that little pet. That is super, super cute. It looks so angry, and I think angry little animals or little pets just are so adorable. So this one's kind of like got a pink, kind of lavender look to it. I think we're going to give it some tentacles. So there's these tentacles. So let's try that. And it looks like these just slot into the side of it. And then it hides its little feet. And then you have a little octopus. So that is really, really cute. And then you can see like its little feet are right there. All right, and what else? We should give it some ears. What kind of ears? We have a lot of really different ears. There are some tentacle ears, so why not do those? And it looks like the ears just slot right down into the head over top of the face. A lot like that. So let me put the other one on. Very cute. And it even has like little bows or something. I don't know if that's what those are supposed to be. They sort of look like little bows. That's really, really cute. And then the last thing you can do is you can give it some wings. And I think for this one, what do I want to give it? Actually, let's give it these. These, I think, will match. All right, and there is our little pet. It's like a little octopus with wings. And then this is what it looks like from behind. So you basically just look at it from the front, and there you have your pet. And then we can sit it up here. Maybe, maybe not. We'll close this, and we'll just sit it right up there. All right. All right, now I'm going to do the purple one. These are so cute. Oh my gosh. All right, which one do we want to do for the purple one? Do we want to do the spider? No, I think I'm going to do... Well, actually, the spider is pretty cute. I mean, look at that. Yeah, that's really cute. Let's do the spider. But I'm not going to give it spider legs. I think I'm going to give it... there's a little plant body. Do we want to do the plant body? Let's try it. Okay, that's really cute. So it has a little like pot, and it's like cracked and has little roots and vines coming out of it. Very cute. Now it only is painted on that side on that one and this side on that one, so that's kind of annoying. I wish they would have made it so it was painted on both sides for that. But that's okay. It is what it is. Let's give this one some plant ears. There's the plant ears. They look like Venus flytraps. Very cute. And then why not just go ahead and give it some vine wings, because why not? There we have it. That is really cute. I really like these. Now the bottom of it does not have the peg anymore, so you can't peg it on that, but you can sit it on the little table there. All right, so the last one we're gonna do, I have the choice of faces, and you know what? I think I'm gonna go with the one that kind of looks like Watsy, and we'll try to recreate a Watsy pet. Oh, that is so cute, and it matches the body really well. So cute. I would love it if they kept coming out with pet sets like this. I feel like if they released like little sets where you got one little pet body and a bunch of pieces, and then there was different ones that you could collect, and then you could mix them with the existing set, that would be a lot of fun and really collectible, and I feel like a lot of people would really get into that. It's very Magic Mixies. It's reminding me of Magic Mixies, or even Hatchimals, or any little pet thing, but there's so much interactivity with it. All right, so I'm going to give it this body that kind of makes it look like it's like a centaur almost. Let's see what this looks like. There we go. It has like little arms, but it also has 4 legs. That's really cute. All right, and then we can give it a tail. So let's give it... Oh, that tail does not want to stay in. Yeah, the tail is supposed to plug into this. Like that, but it doesn't stay in very well because it's kind of pushing the body apart. But we'll try to keep it in as well as we can. That's really cute. All right, and then let's give it some lightning bolt wings. Oh, the tail just fell out. Oh man, where'd it go? Yeah, the tail does not want to stay in. Maybe let's try the other tail and see what that does. It looks like a little poodle tail. That one also doesn't really want to stay in very well. So that's a bit of a fail, I will say. You can even put it up like that if you wanted to. I think we're going to skip the tail, though, because it keeps falling out, and I don't want it to keep falling on the ground. All right, so what ears do I want to do for this? There are some bat ears. There's just normal little animal-looking ears. Let's try those. And I like that the ears kind of, like, clip down onto the face to kind of hold it in. Oh, this looks like it's a bat. There we go. That is really cute. Oh my gosh, I love these. These are really cute. And then these are all the parts that we have left. So, I mean, there's so many possibilities that you could make with these little creatures. There's like a snake body. Let's go ahead and give this one the snake body just to see what that looks like. Oh my gosh, it's even really just cute like this. Like, that is really adorable. Oh my gosh, I love that. All right, let's try the snake body. That looks really cute. Almost just looks like it's like wrapped up by a snake, but yeah, it's really cute. And then how about, let's go ahead and change another one. Let's do we want to do this one? Or do we want to change this one? No, I think I'll change this one's face out because I want to try the 4th face just to see what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to take everything off of this pink one and kind of start over. And that'll be the last thing we do today is, I think, this one. Now, the one thing that I have been doing with these is sometimes they have a little tiny bit of plastic. I take, and I do this very carefully, and if you are a kid, definitely get some help with this. And I'm just taking a knife, just an X-Acto knife basically, and rubbing it on there to get the little bits off. Okay, so this is like a little puppy dog mermaid kind of looking thing. And and those ears are very Watsy. That would have been really good for this one's face. There we go. It's like a little aquatic dog. That is so cute. I really love the face on this one. It's kind of crooked looking and fish-like. And so there you have it. There is the Make a Monster playset with Frankie Stein. So then all the extra pieces, you can take this drawer and you can just put everything in here. And push that back in, and then it kind of like closes really well. It doesn't open up really easily, so luckily, you probably won't find the pieces everywhere if they get put away properly. So there you have it. There is this Make a Monster playset. You'll have to let me know what you thought of this and everything else that we looked at today. I had so much fun unboxing everything for you, showing you what I think are some of the coolest Monster High gifts that you can give to that person in your life that loves Monster High, whether it's your kid or your parent. I know there's a lot of adults out there like me who also have kids that collect toys as well, especially like things that are nostalgic to them. Like they collected original Monster High and now they collect the new G3 Monster High with their kids. So definitely check all these out. I will put links to everything that I can find. If it's an Amazon link, it's possibly a link to my Amazon associate link. So you'll basically, if you purchase through that link, it helps me earn a little bit of money. Not very much, but it all adds up. And then I get a payment and I can buy more toys to review for you. But no pressure, obviously. You can just buy these however you want to. Some of these items obviously are only on Amazon, like the Make a Monster pet set with Frankie Stein. But some of these other items you can definitely go out right now to like Target or Walmart or Fred Meyer, or depending where you live, Meijer, because that's another department store. They probably have a lot of these as well. But yeah, so this season, these are what I think are some of the cooler Monster High items that you can get, especially these little keychains. I think these little keychains are so cool. And they're very inexpensive and make a great stocking stuffer. So hopefully you will see something here that you want to pick up for someone in your life as a gift. You should have plenty of time to go out and find these once this video goes up, because I think it's going up in a couple days. So I have to edit it. It's a lot of footage. But yeah, so anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Give it a like. Hype the video if you can, and share the video. I appreciate all of that. It definitely helps the channel get seen and the channel grow. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hit that bell for notifications so you'll get notified every time I put up a video. I love doing Monster High videos. I do a lot. I even have a Monster High custom video that I'm working on for the holiday season, and I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get it done in time to share it before the month is over. So, also, you may notice I've been wearing my Krampus shirt. I love Krampus, and I wish Monster High would come out with a Skeletor Krampus doll. I think that would be amazing. That is on my dream wish list. So if Mattel, if you're listening, which I highly doubt it, but if you're watching and listening to this, I want a Krampus doll, and I'm sure it would be very popular if it was done right. So, all right, well, take care out there. Love you guys. Bye. A special shout out to all my members. Thank you guys so much. Also, thank you to all my subscribers, new and old. Without you, these videos would not be possible. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.